Good morning, everybody. I'm glad the Millan ended up going to one of the subscribers here on the channel that would appreciate it versus going to wholesale or somebody else that would not. So this thing is in great shape. We're going to do the general maintenance, the oil change, cabin filter, air filter, wiper blades, fuel treatment, Castrol oil, and we're going to do the long arms, short arms, ball joint setup, and give it the full treatment and get it out of here. I got to grab some tools real quick, but I'm going to get it in the air in the meantime. Oh, let me pull the transmission dipstick and show you guys how clean this is. This stuff is like cherry red. Brand new. Smells like it just came out of a bottle. Shifts great. Even the oil in it, and inside the engine looks brand new. Even the oil in it, you can't really see it, the light sucks over here, but the oil is, it's like just a tint of brown, still new. $7 mil, $10 mil. Let's go to my box. Let's go to the box for some tools. Why would you ask me why is it there? That doesn't make any sense. That makes like 0 sense. Why is it there? Because this is a dealership. That's why it's there. I mean, unless I misunderstood you, that doesn't make any sense to me. Unless you're asking me why I have it, then I apologize. I have it because it was a trade-in. There was an old lady that she hit a little baby deer. She did a little damage to the front bumper. It's a 2011. She didn't want to be in a car anymore, and she wants to be in a SUV. So she traded it in on a newer Volkswagen, and yeah, that's why it's here. And I saw it as a perfect opportunity to talk about how tried and true this car is, and how reliable these cars are, and recommend that somebody that needs a vehicle on this channel pick it up instead of letting it go to wholesale or somewhere else. And somebody did. Somebody wanted to come out of a lease and be in something that's very reliable, and that's what they ended up with, is this vehicle. So I apologize if I came across the wrong way, but a lot of people ask me a lot of rude questions on here, and I automatically assume that it's a rude question instead of a sincere question. I shouldn't do that. Should have over there. I'll be all right. So I saw the perfect opportunity to put one of you guys into something that I know is going to literally last forever. This was one old lady that literally meticulously took care of this car. She just put brand new brakes, tires, rotors, everything on this car. The coolant looks brand new. The transmission fluid looks brand new. The inside of the car looks practically brand new. I noticed there was some sound coming from one of the long arm control arms with the ball joint built in, and then one of the short arms with the ball joint built in. And I said, you know what? I recommend just replacing them all. I wouldn't even attempt to just do 2 of them. Let's just do all 4, so to make it right for the customer. And the dealership said, you know what? Do it. Do all the maintenance stuff. Do all the control arms for this guy. Get him in the car. Just make it right for him. Morning. Signal's messed up. It might be on your end because I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. Unless, are you guys good on my? Is the image fine? Because this guy's saying signal's messed up, but it says my Wi-Fi is connected fine. Yes. Yes. What? Yes. What? You want me to disconnect and reconnect? I don't know what else to do. I can't. I don't know how to make it better for you. That's disconnected right there. And we're reconnected there. So let me know now if it's working better. Better? Okay, thank you. New oil filter. I mean, when I told you guys this engine is bone dry, I mean this engine is bone dry. There's nothing at all. There is not a seal leak, there's not an oil leak, there's not a front cover leak, there's not an oil pan leak, there's not a drop of oil or coolant or anything anywhere on this thing. There's no trans pan front cover seal or line leaks, there's nothing. I'm going to try to get a screw. There's a screw in the middle that needs to be. Yep, there's the owner of the car now. You got yourself a nice, reliable car. There's a spot in the middle where the cover kind of hangs down a little bit. I'm going to see if I can find a screw that will go in there that will help hold it up a little better. But I was just surprised on how bone dry that is. But that's what happens when you do proper fluid maintenance and stuff, and you keep things nice and fresh from wearing out and starting to build up acidity and things of that nature. It doesn't wear on your silicone and your seals and stuff as much because you're keeping it fresh. So, and I think that's the part that people don't get is through all this oil testing and stuff that we do, through all of the stuff we talk about. Even though you can lab test your oils and do all these checks and stuff like that, the more acidity builds up, more contaminants build up in the oil, even though it tests good, and that the oil can still continue to handle it, it doesn't mean everything else is okay with it. Front cover secure. Yeah, picked them up at the airport, gave them the red carpet, picked them up a little breakfast on the way and some energy drink on the way. Thought about them when I got him one of those big giant, I forget what the thing's called now. It's like a freaking beef brisket pepper jack meat stick. It's like this big around. It's about this long. And a Ghost grape energy drink. I'd say that was a man after somebody's heart right there. Beef jerky and Ghost energy drinks first thing in the morning. That's love. Cup of coffee I had right before that energy drink wasn't enough. Here, I'll show you the back side of that as well, because you only got to see the front side where there was no oil, and I'll show you the back side. Let me see if I figure out how to turn this dang light. There we go. Is it on? It's on. No transmission output shaft seal leaks, no exhaust manifold leaks, no transmission bell housing leaks anywhere, oil pans dry, everything just dry. No CV axle leaks, everything everywhere, no oil anywhere. That should be like a slogan or something for somebody. The only oil you see on this engine is that engine dress-up slop that they put on there whenever they send it off for testing. Or for cleaning, which I wish they'd freaking not put so much of it on there. But look at that engine, it looks brand new. Nothing leaking anywhere. There ain't even no rust or anything on the exhaust manifold studs. It's just got a little bit of rust on the seams where everything comes together. But if you got under here with some like fluid film and sprayed it just one time this year and then maybe one time next year, you could come by every other year and it would never even show any rust. The pinch wells, everything's all brand new on this car. It's got the typical surface rust you'd find on the back, but nothing that you could actually peel off. Maybe like a little bit of paint or something from time to time. But I'd fluid film this whole entire rear end. I'd lay under here and fluid film that, and by next year, the year after, you'd never even see this stuff again. Even the freaking rear crash support where they're all rusted through normally and crushed in on this, it's just little paint chips. The paint. There's no like real rust. Fluid film this and this whole trunk area when you get home, and you'll never see. There's like nothing here to even be concerned with. The biggest problem these cars had was the electronic power steering assist would have issues sometimes, and then the electronic power steering assist and the control arms, because the ball joints were built into them, and this car actually tracks very well. So if you're actually to throw this car into a turn or really beat on this car around, you know, like in and out of turns and on highway maneuvers and stuff like that, or high-speed maneuvers, these cars handle very well because they have double lower control arm set up, and they have like 5 points of contact for their front suspension, so they handle very well. But because there's so many little moving pieces and how they handle, they are more prone to wearing because, well, this lady probably let this car sit a lot as well. So the ball joints probably dried up in 2 spots, and now they're starting to make noise. bring you over here so you can see this oil that's coming out of it.
I have no idea why.
Yeah, there's nothing sludgy about it. It doesn't smell bad at all. Let me take this call real quick. Sorry guys, that was my mortgage company. I need to get a termite inspection thing done, and they were asking questions about my termite inspection, and there's only certain companies that actually do the licensed termite inspection stuff. Not everybody's licensed to do it, and I called like 5 companies up on Friday and none of them did it. On the 6th company I called, which was Terminix, they do it, and they didn't call me all day on Friday to set up an appointment. They said they were calling the corporate office to have the licensed person set up an appointment with me, and they didn't call at all, and that was at like 9:30 in the morning on Friday. So now I'm going to have to find other means of getting a licensed person that can fill out that special form for the mortgage company today to do it, and it seems like nobody has somebody that's trained to do that sort of that inspection. About 20 foot-pounds is where you want to be. I've been doing this so long, I know what it feels like. I appreciate that, the kind words there, D. Sorry I didn't say anything about that earlier. D says, good mechanics make the world go round. Love this guy's reporting and agenda. The best of YouTube. It's guys like this. I appreciate that. We're about to get into some little heavier stuff. I'm going to be making a little bit of noise, so you guys some of you might want to stick around for it, some of you might not. Maybe I mute the phone when I'm making the noise, but I'm going to bust the control arms out of this thing so I can put the new ones in. One of the first things I do whenever I buy a vehicle is pull this and look inside this oil cap. Make sure there's no buildup, no nastiness, no crud inside here. That's one of the first things I do, is to check an engine condition. I know it's silly, but after doing this for 27 years in this industry, if I can look in there and I barely see any buildup in there, and I can read all the letters and numbers and stuff, I know that's typically a good engine. Somebody's been taking care of it. and I can read every single little letter and number inside this cap. This thing has barely been just sitting around, or like to the extent of just, you know, short trip driving it with. There's no abuse at all in this thing. Is there no, somebody leave a new comment so I can make sure the comment section is refreshed. Let me get oil out of this box. This thing's leaning up against. Thank you, appreciate that for that. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't frozen. Black light, back to back. Black light, back to back. Black light it. Black light it back to back. Black light it back to back.
Oh, black light?
Back to back. 10 seconds in, black light it so it shuts off, goes in that variable, and right back, give it a few seconds, black light it.
What? Oh, I was sitting in front of him because he said he quit.
Hard as you can, or as slow as you can. So you keep going until the black light.
That's your mom. Alright, what do we get?
I did it and I almost passed out. But I was a sissy, I did it once. The garbage can standing right next to it. Forward quartz puts it right at the tip of the dipstick. That stuff I'm putting in there right now is by JB. It's a metal conditioner, but it takes a warranty with it. If we use it at the dealer, there's a certain amount of mileage. If anything happens to this engine after we use that stuff, there's a certain warranty coverage and money that goes towards helping the customer or the dealer out towards the repair of that engine. So we always try to throw it in there to give a little bit of assistance on warranty towards the engine if anything should happen. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it before. Regardless if people say it works or not, I don't care about that part. The part I care about is the fact that we use it and it doesn't cause an issue with the engine, but it's the warranty that goes with it. It's a commercial brand. They don't cater to the public. All right, it's all the way to the top of the crosshatch at 4.5 quarts. I'm going to go ahead and flood mode it. So you can see it up there for watching. There's like little bits and pieces that I didn't realize how cool every single part of this car is. All over the logo. All fucking dealer parts. The belt being like newer, it's the green label heavy duty the logo belt. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard just talking to the salesman just now, the guy that sold this car for me. Even the belt is the green labeled, like the heavier duty version, I think they call it, of the Ford Motor Company belt, the engine belt that's on it. And it's everything is Ford on it. There's no, I don't see any aftermarket stuff other than what I put on there today. Looks like it's going to take exactly 5 quarts total. Yeah, right on the money. It's exactly, you can see the sheen, the oil line right there. If you're looking at it, it's right at the top of the crosshatch, right here. There you go. You can see it now. It's exactly 5 quarts. Who was it, Jack? I had to go get a funnel, the white Ford funnel that's sometimes in the back of these cars because it's got that tank, that capless funnel system. It's missing in this car. So you're gonna have to order one of those. They're really cheap. They're like $5 on eBay. They're the capless fuel tank little white funnels. I just made this one. I have like a cheap little pointed funnel. I cut about 2 inches off so it's the exact diameter, and it releases the little tabs on the side to put fuel additive in. You know what? Don't even worry about it. I threw mine that I just made that fits that. It's a nicer one than the Ford one anyway. I threw that in the trunk and I'll just leave it in there. And then tonight when I get home, I'll jump on the 3D printer and I'll just print myself a new one. It'll take like literally 15-20 minutes and it'll be done. I'll print a new one. I'll throw an extra quart of oil in the back for you. Yeah, there was a MKZ from Lincoln, then there was the Fusion, and then there was the Mercury Milan, the Ford Fusion, the Lincoln MKZ. All right, now it's time to get started on the good stuff. Go ahead and pull the front wheels off of it, and I'll get these sitting over there. This one's a Duralast CA2198. One for each side. These are the short arms. RCA 2198 as well. 20 for each side. Then there's the long lens. Now let me get the tool to let me get my impact and stuff so I can get a bunch of sockets and start getting these. I don't work over here, so I'm a little displaced right now. I'm doing a transmission on my rack, so they kind of threw me into this without knowing what was going on. So. The doctor is here. Let me adjust the chair. super clean, super clean, super clean. These lug nuts over here. You guys good? We all gravy? Now let me share something with you here while we're doing this. This is the pro tip. Put you down here. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Don't complain. I took the back of the subframe loose. I pulled the main nut and the two 15mm nuts out. And I let this thing drop down. See, I'm sticking my hand in between the subframe and the body right now. I let this thing drop down like almost a full, I'd say inch and a half. So I could get this bolt here to start to clear from the long arm control arm. And then it literally comes out that easy. I see people sit here and fight this thing for hours to try to get it out. And that's not the way to do it. Drop the rear of the subframe, leave everything else connected, save yourself the hassle. It's gonna go back together. It's one big giant bolt that holds everything right where it's supposed to be. And then watch this. This arm was making noise. Here's the ball joint right here. Look how loose this is. Should not be that loose. No way. It's a bad joint. But they also don't make a lot of noise. They're very forgiving. So you can literally drive it around forever not having any serious issues. Just some noise. Is that a 24? I forget mine. I might have to go back over there, get another socket. What's up, man? Yeah, that's a 24. I gotta get my 24. Hold on, I will be right back. I promise. Promise. You got a 24? Huh? You got a 24mm half-inch drive socket? Bro, love that place, but I can't eat it like all the time. Their mushroom Swiss burger, and their freaking cheeseburger, I have one. I said, do those 2.5 say 2.5? That big ass filter on there. Yes. Love me. Over under this one doesn't work. was trying to find this. I was about to freak out if I lost this thing, because this is the only real like acceptable tool to get these long arm, short arms out of here, because there's a bushing that goes in the ball joint sleeve that if it comes out, it's a pain in the butt to get it to go back in. And sometimes it gets violent. So when you see these ball joints and stuff popping, it's normal. Percolicious. Make the boys go crazy. Bop, bop, bop.
It does.
These are the violent ones.
Yeah, that's another crack.
These are the violent ones. These are the ball joints that fucking go boom when you take these motherfuckers out of here. They got a sleeve. There's an insert that goes in here. I don't know if you ever seen it, but there's a sleeve that goes inside. And when you fucking blow these things out of there, if you don't use the right tool, the sleeve comes with it. You can't get it to go back in. You gotta heat the fucking knuckle up to get the sleeve to drop back in.
Yeah, except ours goes two ones.
All right, here we go. Here we go. My name is Jimmy, in 8th grade Buell. Me, him, and you, we went to the same school. This ain't cool. I'm in a rage. You're popping my mom off and we're the same age. You don't know that? 8 Mile?
I know what 8 Mile is.
Happy birthday, Rabbit. Here's a brand new car. You can have it.
Hey, go look at the back of that axle. Hey, what are you doing? You're supposed to unplug it from the outlet first. Don't do it right. Now go look at the back of that axle.
Because I live at home in a trailer. Fuck your Atlas. Fuck your Atlas.
Or what?
I don't know. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. You're live on Camera.
Uh-oh. Dude, go look at it.
It's not there.
Yeah, but I was like, oh.
Okay, here we go. It definitely doesn't want to come out. Hey, come up here out front. Come up front. It's in there tight. I might have to use a little heat.
Yeah.
I gotta get a little heat. Now let's see. That's it. And that's how she comes out and drops back in. I warned you guys, I told you this shit could get violent. Popped right out.
I can get violent.
Give me the gear sale, baby. Let me show you guys what it is that I'm talking about so you're well informed that I'm not just talking out my ass. See that sleeve right there in the middle? That has to stay in there. Because if that sleeve comes out, then you got to heat up that knuckle all the way around and clean up that sleeve real good and get it to drop back in. That's why you want that tool to do it, because it holds it in there as you're putting pressure on the ball joint. Once you get it right, sometimes they'll come out easy. Sometimes it's hard like that. And when they come out violent. They just boom. Sometimes they blow apart. And it came completely out of the sleeve and left this thing. The sleeve was actually starting to work its way out, and luckily it fell back in once the ball joint popped out. So it was probably the momentum of this going this way and the sleeve shoving itself back down in there, and now it's loose. That's why you got to know or have done these things, or else you will hurt yourself.
Yes.
Oh,
Good, brother. You work over here now?
What's up?
There's keys in there. Don't worry about it.
Live.
I'm not gonna make you move all the shit to open the box.
Oh, I can move it. It's easy.
You know?
It's easy.
Hey, look, welcome to the
All right, let's do the other side. Or the other arm. That's no good. Okay.
Got it?
Woo!
Yeah, you hit it? Yeah, I didn't see it. He's gonna get Lou Malnati's on the way out. Get some little pizza before he goes back. Trying to remember on this one.
I think I have to take this loose.
Remember the smart card? I had that lady call me.
Luckily, this bolt came loose because sometimes this bolt through the wishbone don't come loose, and you got to heat it up. Drops down a little bit like so. Gotta take the plastic cover off. bolt right here in the frame. There's a bolt in the frame that goes on an angle. That bolt's got to come out, and then this one has to be blown apart, blown loose. That looks like an 18 millimeter-ish. It's been a while. Been a while. It's been a while. All this shit seems to disappear when I'm with you. Everything I can anywhere. It's like mercy clean. All the times I remember. 18 millimeter for the win. The reason I'm not putting the nut on and doing that is because I don't want to damage the nut, and I'd rather clean up the head and grind down the part that has no threads than mess up that nut and not have another one to go back on. Alright, you guys ready for the boom again? You know, I'm going to heat it up a little bit first this time. Ooh, that's still hot. Just pulling the rubber boot up out of the way. There we go. see what happens. The whole sleeve is coming with it. Damn it. Wow. That was amazing. Damn it, man. The sleeve came out. Fuck. Fuck.
Damn. Some heavy shit.
The sleeve came out. This one just didn't want to release. Well,
Kind of suck.
I gotta get that sleeve off of there and then I gotta go put it in the freezer.
Yep, fun.
So yeah, sleeve came with it and you don't want that. You know what? Could do this. Could do this. Hot. There it goes, motherfucker. Woo, that was scary. You guys miss that? You guys fucking missed that. That shit just blew apart in my hand. It just blew apart in my hand, literally. I hope I got that on camera. All right, I need to go cool this down and then put it in the freezer and come back and I'll start putting everything back together as little as I can. This needs to go in the freezer for a while so it can shrink to go down in the hole. Okay. It's cleaned up and it's in the freezer, so now we should start putting stuff back together. One million hours later. Everybody's quiet. It's all good in the hood. Everybody's quiet. The day I blew my finger apart at Volkswagen. Who's gonna take care of me for the rest of my life? So we are keeping the Grand Highlander. What Grand Highlander? What are we talking about? I'm lost. I'm lost in the sauce. Ate up like a soup sandwich, baby. Fix me or eat me, one or the other. Lost in the sauce, ate up like a soup sandwich. Fix me or eat me, baby, one or the other. Pass, pass. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah? It's too hard. Don't make it no more for me. Too big for you and no more for me. That's too good. Somebody coming in with the condenser on high or the AC on high. Pop, pop, pop. Very delicious. Pop, pop, pop. It make the boys go crazy. Oh yeah, I know. I remember now. I didn't recognize your picture at first, Jay. Sorry. I'm not used to seeing you. I'm not used to seeing you looking like that in your profile picture there, stud. You little stud muffin, you. that one came right out too. These bolts aren't fighting me at all. Jose! Jose! We need another Jose. Don't get me started. You're going to get me stuck on that today. Jose. Dang it, it's in my head now. Why did you have to do that? Why did you have to do that? Why did you have to do that? I think I got ADHD. I think I got bronchitis now out of nowhere. I don't know why. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. I woke up to get me a cold pop, and I thought I smelled somebody barbecuing. And I said, oh Lord Jesus, there must be a fire. I ran for my life, Jesus. I smell smoke. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. 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 I woke up to get me a cold pop. This one is saying, no way, Jose. Oh, why is everything coming out like that now? You had to start with the Jose stuff. I'm finding stuff to run into Jose. Jose, you suck. Make the boys go crazy. Okay, all right. I see. Oh, I see what you're doing now. You're gonna make me use some. You're gonna make me use some force here, and I'm not trying to do that. I warned you. I freaking warned you. I warned you, yo.
Nicholas!
Hold it. Better be a good boy. Phone's ringing. Phone's ringing. Hello, someone help me. Call for a good time. I only pull the Thor out when I absolutely need to. If I don't need to pull the Thor out, I don't pull it out because I ain't trying to wear it out. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there.
You guys are working over there now?
I can't finish over there. This is one of my subscribers bought this car from our lot, so I went and picked him up from the airport and I'm finishing the repairs, so I couldn't go back to what I was doing. Yeah, this car is just super clean. What am I doing? Oh, I know what I'm doing. Ooh, this shit is still warm. Ow. Still warm. Damn it. Bop, bop, bop. Make the boys go crazy. I need my extension. How about it? We having a party. We having a party. We having a party. Make the boys go crazy. Bop, bop, bop. Very delicious. That makes me happy when it just goes pop. Comes right out. Or you just make the trip and drop it off with me and then fly back home and fly back and get it, and you're still going to be less money. Not really, but still. Oh, easy. Easy, boy. Make the got to come off. Oh, she's tight. She's tight. See now, see what happens. Cow now, brown cow. Oh, yeah, over. Make the boys go crazy. Hot, 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 hot. What? I am sweating my ass off today. Uncomfortably sweating my ass off. Ha 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 ha! Sucker! Sucker! Delicious. Bop, bop, bop. Hopefully this one pops off like the other one did. I'm praying for nobody to get hurt. Nobody to get hurt. Thank you, Jesus. Nobody gets hurt on the last one. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. baby. Yeah, baby. Fergalicious. Bop, bop, bop. All the boys go crazy. Jose. Jose. Got it. Got it. Got it. Jose. Get it out of my head. Bop, bop, bop. Tequila. You're not supposed to tighten certain joints down until you get it completely level on the ground. Really what they want you to do is make sure that you got the suspension back together, that you do it, and at least got it somewhat back up into a normal position. All the weight ideally would need to be on it. But what I do is I put a screw jack under the wheel and I get it to go up as far as I can, and then I tighten stuff completely down. The ball joints don't matter. They can get tightened down, and frankly, the pivot point over here, I don't tighten it down all the way, but I'll get not a 50% or whatever, you know, just enough for me to leave some pressure on it to be able to. I'll let this enough for the sleeve to still rotate before I tighten it down all the way. There, that's how I want to put it. I told you what the part number was for the short arm, which was CA2198, but I didn't. The curly or the squiggly one. It's CA4567, and that's Duralast. And what I do to get these zip ties off of here, because I don't have snips in my hand, is I just take my hammer, I use the edge of the bushing, and I smack the zip tie right on the edge, and it severs itself, and then you're done. You know what I should have done? Let me see. Yeah. The back first, then the front. The back first and then the front. Make the boys go crazy. Up. As I'm lost in cold weather, tomorrow will be better. And I call you then, you're around. You ain't never gonna change. It's so late, you're gone from me then. You're gone from me then. I'll screw the screw jack up until I start to see light right here at the foot of this lift. When it starts to lift it up, I'll back it off. Yeah, I'm hearing it creak and I'm starting to see just a teeny bit of light. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten all this stuff down. Walker? That's good. That's good. That's good. The bulge lengths, they don't matter right this second. And there is a left and a right when it comes to the long arms, the long squiggly arms. There's a CA 4567 and a CA 4568. One says left and one says right. It's stamped right on the edge, on the side of it. It says L and R. R is for the passenger side, L is for the driver's side. In case you didn't know, I'm crazy about it. I'd be lying if I said that I couldn't live this world without you. But even though, I don't tell you all the time. One of them's a 23 and the other one's a 24 for some odd reason. Brand new. Well, let's go to the other side. Tie it up because this side is done. I guess we can put the wheel and the lug nuts on. Wipe our smidge off our junk off the. What'd you say? It ain't your booty, it's your beauty. It ain't your booty, it's your beauty.
Yeah.
Almost. The other part the sleeve came out of, so I got the sleeve in the freezer right now. I'm trying to shrink it so I can put it back in the knuckle.
Yeah.
They're press fit. So the only way to do it is by heating up one and freezing the other so they slide together. Then you still kind of have to press them a little bit sometimes.
I got you.
He expected it to be a long time.
Long time, yeah. No, it's no rush. I was just curious.
No, I'm actually through. I just got to put that last arm in, which should take like total, if everything fits together right now, like 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes max, and I'm finished and it's in your hands. So
Sweet.
Okay.
no, it all worked out.
Yeah, it's a nice car. I mean, it drives nice even before you replace it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he literally could have took it the way it was, man. He would have been fine for a long time.
Yeah. When you're done, do you want to pull it up front or do you want me to come in?
I'll pull it up there.
Okay, then once you bring it up, I'm going to go put gas in it too.
Okay.
That works.
Yeah, even the ones that weren't making noise were wore out. It was good that we just did them all.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's why I made the recommendation. You know the conditions the other one. Okay. Let me go try to get that bushing and see if it'll go in there. I need to put the heat on this. You know what? I'm not trying to take it out of this rag right now. It's in this rag. They went right in. They went right in. Look at that. Dropped right in. I gotta let me I'm gonna finish this up, get this out of here, stop live streaming right now and call my wife back. It's probably something important if she's calling me, so I'll be back with you guys. I'll catch y'all later.